Diane in Denmark here. Rah, rah, rah. Let me just put down my pom-poms and get my timer started. There we go. Okay, 10 minutes on the clock. As usual, I will be your timer today, whether you are here to do a little declutter session, or whether you're here to fold laundry, or whether you're actually here in your break. I've actually just made myself some coffee. So if you're here on your break, that's good. And remember, once break time is finished, you get off your bahookie and you get moving again. Anyway, we are in, as you can see, we're still in here, Zone 4, Flylady Zone 4. We're working Flylady Zone 4 this week. You saw me on Monday doing a detailed zone clean of this area. And since then, I've also changed the sheets, as I mentioned I was going to do. And I did a detailed vacuum clean. I got into all the corners and underneath the bed. So that is me done. And today I want to show you a declutter video. Now, I've told you before, when I declutter, I'm not decluttering, you know, when you see me off camera, I declutter just every day. Any time that I open a drawer, I'm putting laundry away. If I see something that I'm not using, not loving, the kids do the same, then I put it in a bag. If it's stuff from the from Zone 4 here in the bedroom, I've got this bag, which you've seen before, which sits in the bottom of that wardrobe there, the one where I've got my jewellery hanging. And anytime I put stuff into there, and it goes either to one of our clothes swap parties or to the charity shop. And I've actually decluttered this and I've actually put it in a different bag. And this one is all ready to go to the next clothes swap party. And I've really decluttered a lot since last week, and I'll tell you why that has happened. We have really moved into autumn weather here. You'll see my hair is not quite as puffy as it normally is today. I've been out on my bike, it's damp, it's dark in the mornings, it's wet, we've had hailstones. So I have got all my kind of autumn winter gear out of hiding again, you know, my gloves, I had my earmuffs on this morning, my bike helmet, and I've started layering again using sweaters and cardigans. For example, the top that I'm wearing today, in the summer I wear it with a little light t-shirt or something underneath, and today I've got one of my Zara basic knits. It's a short sleeved t-shirt, and then moving into even colder weather I'll be wearing a longer sleeve thing underneath. So I've been, and every time I've been in the wardrobe looking out, you know, one of my cardigans or my sweaters, I've said to myself, am I going to use it? Have I used it recently? Is it the right colour? You know, I've got my Dressing Your Truth cards, and these are fantastic. You know, this is I'm a type 1 with secondary 4. Remember, you stick to your type's colours, but then the other things, the other elements you can kind of play with, whether it's, you know, the fabrication. You know that I love little fitted jackets. That's more of a type 4 thing. So you stick with the colours, and then you play a bit with the other with the other details of it. You know, whether you like chunky jewellery or not so much jewellery. You know, that's the kind of factors which make us all individual. And also on the back of these cards, they've got really useful pattern guides. So if you've got something and you're not quite sure what type it is, even if the cards, and remember, it's not, the cards are not, it doesn't have to be a colour that's on the cards, it's just does the card harmonise with your thing. You'll see this one here, this jacket that I'm giving away to the clothes swap. You can see that's actually a type 2 kind of mint colour. Now, you know, you might think, oh yeah, that's kind of light, but it's a wee bit subdued, and that's why I haven't been wearing this jacket. Hold on, I'll just show you. I'm going to go through the items so I can show you what I'm giving to the clothes swap. You see that? I thought it would be, you know, I thought I would use it, and I've actually not used it at all because it's just a little bit dull. So anyway, maybe Vibeke will like that one, but Vibeke, she's not really into jackets. My friend, my bestie Vibeke, she's a type 2-1, and we think my other bestie Helena is a type 3-2. We're not quite sure about that, but we're pretty sure. Anyway, I'm going to go through what is gone. And please remember, if you've been hanging on to stuff and thinking, please remember that out there's somebody who will love this or need it. You know, don't just kind of hold on to things. Please get it to your local women's shelter, charity shop, give it away to a friend. Let's actually use the stuff. This is a cardie, and I'm not too keen on the colour either. And I'm going to tell you a story about that because at the weekend I picked up almost the same one, but in one of a T1 jewel colour. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Time is running. Okay, what else have I got? I'm just going to pile them back out on bed. Okay, this is one that I got from a clothes swap, but I found, again, it is a nice peachy colour, but I don't like the way it's a bit too kind of floppy fabrication. So that's going back. Oh, and this was one of the ones at the clothes swap party. Remember you were all saying, oh, no, you didn't like that. I put it on for half an hour and I thought, no. I did say to the girls at the clothes swap, and they were kind of forcing it on me. That's the great thing about the clothes swap, that you can take things, try them, and if you don't like them, back in the mix they go. Hold on, I'll just bring it down a wee bit. There we are. Right, this is a blouse that I had. I used to got my Tweet and Sparky blouse, you know, like the lovebirds that we have, Tweet and Sparky. But again, I mean, the colours aren't bad, but and again, it's just kind of too floppy fabrication. I like things that are, you know, kind of crisp, or kind of hold their own. Okay, another clothes swap one, which I have worn a couple of times, but I've got nicer blouses that I prefer wearing. And this is maybe a wee bit too flouncy. Sometimes I find that if I've got too many frills and flounces, I feel like a wee girl, whereas I like a wee bit of frill maybe across this area because it makes me look like I've got a bigger chest. Right, a dress. Here we are, with a wee bit of sparkle on the top. This came from a clothes swap about 2 years ago. Anyway, one of the other ladies will love it. And actually in my ladies group, you know, the international ladies group that I'm a member of, the Christmas ball this year, it's called the Snowball, boom boom, leading up to Christmas. The theme this year is anything, all that glitters. So anything kind of sparkly. So I know a lot of the ladies are on the lookout for kind of sparkly tops and dresses. So one of them like that. This is a cardigan that I've had for years. If you've been following my clothes swap videos, you will know that I took this to a clothes swap 2-3 years ago, kind of regretted it, picked it up again, but actually I haven't worn it since. And on that note, do you remember the flowery jacket I've had like for 20 years? And I found it again at a clothes swap. My friend Kate, who recently completed part of an Ironman, go her, she brought it back. But you know what it is, and I know you all said at the time, it does look a bit too kind of wishy-washy. And I think after 20 years, it's been in the washing machine several years, several times, it's just too, it's too kind of blah, you know. I need something a wee bit more crisp. So back that one goes. And it's really funny at the clothes swaps because we see a lot of the items and I'll say, oh yeah, that was mine, and somebody's taken it and then it's come back and then somebody else has worn it. And I have to say, the type 3 ladies that I know there, they are really good at spotting things and saying, oh, I'm going to take that and I'm going to wear it to, you know, Maria's 50th birthday party, and then I'm going to hand it on to Joe. And you know, whereas I just kind of take things not with a kind of intent in mind. I just think, oh, that looks like a nice item. It's a T1 colour. But they're really good at, and also agreeing between themselves, okay, you can have it next. And especially with these occasion dresses, if it's a really fancy occasion dress, you're not going to be wanting to go to 3 parties with all the people that you know wearing the same dress. So that's another good idea for the clothes swap, that you can pick up something, wear it to a special occasion, and then put it back into the mix so you're wearing something different every time. Okay, this is a top that I've had for years and years and years. Yeah, and I'm not, and actually I do like the colours. It's nice colours with a wee bit of gold in it, but it's got this quite deep V, and I would need to wear something underneath, and it's just too that there are too many things lacking of the elements. I've not got all the 5 elements, as they call in DIY. Okay, this one I had kind of hummed and hawed about before, but now it's definitely going. It's a nice, this is a crossover T1 pink, could go kind of T2, but it's not grade, it's just, it's a very soft pale pink, but it's too flowy. Oh, there goes the timer, but don't worry, we've got a few minutes left. That's why I always set it for 10. Okay, this one is a really nice Milena Biwer, what would you call this? Just a really big chunky jumper. And I have worn it. I wore it quite a lot when I got it from the Clothes Swap about 3 years ago. But I found now that our heating at home, do you remember we changed our heating system? I found now that it's just kind of too hot to wear anywhere, even when it's really cold here in Denmark. So that's going back into the Clothes Swap. And hooray for having good heating. I've got the heating back on now here because it's, as I said, we're into autumn. Okay, this was a chunky knit waistcoat, and I have kind of hummed and hawed on that. And it was quite nice. It came with a kind of like a kilt pin thing to keep it together. It's a Danish brand, Samsø. I bought this years ago, but no, it's not me. And I kind of feel like Val Dunican, you know, sitting there in his rocking chair, you know, playing a song when I wear something like that. So that's going. Okay, this was a summer top, and this had kind of got to the back of the wardrobe. That's why I could have decluttered this much earlier. But anyway, and it's a kind of, now this, I'm thinking my friend Sue might like it. It's a kind of T3 coloured red, kind of rich red. Anyway, that one is going. It really doesn't suit me, and I've got much nicer summer tops, and the colour doesn't do anything for me. So that's going. Oh, and also I had one from the summer that I haven't really worn, which is a bright neon pink. So that one is going. Oh, and then we have a pink jacket, which I worn, and actually one of my own videos popped up on YouTube the other day, and I saw myself wearing this. So this was when I had kind of veered over into dressing in T4 colours subconsciously, because we had serious illness in the family, and it was like, I now know why. It was like a coping mechanism that, you know, really like structure, and it was the only thing I could control. You know, when everything else is around you is kind of spiralling in chaos, I went very much into that type 4 energy of, you know, controlling things, and that's when I kind of shifted. Anyway, now I know that I am a type 1, and I've kind of back into my bouncy self, and I don't need that safety net of the type 4 thing anymore. I can let my type 1 come back into the driving seat. Anyway, I had this jacket, and I saw myself in it the other day, and I thought, oh, you know, I like pink jackets, but I'll show you the pink jackets that I do have now. Let me grab them from, because I've actually got several pink jackets, and you've seen me wearing them recently. Here's one. I've got this one, which I was wearing on a video just the other day, I think. And this is another nice one that I like. It's actually got red piping on the edges, and it's a softer jacket, so much better for me than this kind of a bit garish pink. The other ones are much better. So this one's going to Clothes Swap. Right, and a gold cardigan, but I've never really liked the buttons, and I got a gold cardigan recently. Hold on, let me just grab that. Yeah, I got this one in a sale. And I really like this one. It's got a wee bit more structure. It's also got a bit of animation going on with the wee peepholes through it, and it's more of a structured cardigan. So I don't need 2 gold cardigans. This one is a keeper, and this one is going to the Clothes Swap. Okay, I can hear the, yeah, I can hear you. Hear the timer going on. Okay, I've got a couple more things, and then I'll stop. Now I'll put all these back in the bag again. A jumper. Or remember, if you're in the States, a jumper is not what British people call a jumper. For British people, a jumper is a sweater. And a little stripy cardigan that I had. It's blue and white, and it's more of a kind of wishy-washy white, and I really don't like military style things. You know, sometimes you have the military epaulettes, and that's not a style that I like. So this one is finally going. I've got a lot of other striped things. I like stripes, as you might have noticed. Right, and oh yeah, and a couple of things, some jewellery that I went through. I mean, this is really old stuff that I've had for years. Some gold bangles, but I've got nicer ones. I mean, honestly, if you're not wearing this stuff, pass it on. And this was, I've got a couple of really old things from, now these are from when I used to go to all the charity shops when I was a student in Edinburgh. It's a place called Herman Brown that I used to go to all the time, like, and we're talking like 30 years ago, 35 years ago. And I'll see if Vibeke likes these, because Vibeke is a typesuit and she loves vintage stuff. I'm not sure if these will be her colours, but I'll see if she wants those. She always gets first dibs on anything that's going to Clothes Swap. And a little bag, what do you call them? You know, a little clutch thing. I'm not a person who wears, who takes kind of clutch handbags, and I don't want to keep it for putting inside another one. I think one of the other ladies will enjoy that. And as promised, remember I had taken this red bag from one of the Clothes Swaps. I think it's a Todd's, is it Todd's? Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to use it. I told you, you know, I thought, oh yeah, great, a nice, it's actually quite a bright T1 red bag, but I can't kind of get it over my shoulder. And I'm the type that I like a shoulder bag or a crossbody bag. And this, I'm not going to be using it. So this is going back to one of the ladies at the Clothes Swap party. And this is the thing, you know, it doesn't matter how much something is cost, or if it's been a gift, or if you're not using it, not enjoying it, please, please, please pass it on to somebody who's going to love or need it. You know, there are plenty of needy people in the world. Oh, I hope you like my new bag. This is an IKEA one. They had it during Pride Week, and it's a really great shape, and this is perfect for taking stuff to Clothes Swap. So I'm going to get all these things back in. I hope you managed to declutter something right now, right here, right now, or folded some laundry. Or that I've just kind of motivated you to see what you've got. You know, next time you're choosing jewellery, have you got stuff stuck at the bottom of your jewellery box and you're not wearing it? If you're not wearing it, hand it on to somebody who will love and enjoy it. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to finish my coffee if it's still warm. And all I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the Danish figure be with you. And I shall see you on Friday when we will be making a brand new control journal, including the daily focus and some tips on how that can all work together. Okay, see you very soon.